Diddy's legal team has just submitted a motion asserting that he lacked the mental capacity to carry out the crimes he's accused of. Usher is now preparing to testify against this claim and is expected to be subpoenaed to appear in court. This confirms that, following Cassie's lead, more high-profile names will take the stand in Diddy's trial. In addition, the judge has refused Diddy's request to delay the trial, and a critical piece of evidence is currently under investigation. All of this could bring Diddy to a breaking point. Let's unpack everything.
To Diddy's defense, what he's saying is that his mental capacity to commit the crimes while he was wasted is part of why he's saying, he should not be charged in these crimes. He even has a doctor who is lined up to testify. Now, prosecutors have filed their opposition to this line of testimony. Basically, they're saying he has a mental condition bearing on the issue of guilt. So I don't know what he's trying to pull here.
Right. But which crime is he saying he did?
I guess what he's saying is the effects of the drugs and alcohol on his memory and cognitive function. They're saying his defense is trying to say because of that, he shouldn't be held liable for what happened. So I don't know. This should be interesting to see how this plays out. Prosecutors also want to block testimony of a forensic video expert that says that video was basically altered. That's what Diddy
Which
was
video?
into.
The Cassie
With
video?
Cassie, yes. Yes. So the trial starts, by the way, in just a week. So we're getting ready for that to happen.
If the court accepts this, Diddy might dodge accountability, but such expert witnesses will face intense cross-examination. Victims will be scrutinized for not speaking up until Cassie did. The defense may try to discredit them, which is why the concept of an outcry witness, someone the victim confided in shortly after the incident, is crucial. For instance, if a victim told someone 10 years ago about being assaulted by Sean Combs, that bolsters her credibility, even if she didn't file a police report.
They'll all be attacked on cross-examination. Their character will be impugned. They will attack the victims for not coming forward until Cassie Ventura came forward. How do you fix that? You find an outcry witness. What is an outcry witness? An outcry witness is someone the victim told about at the time. So 10 years ago, I told you Sean Combs raped me at this party. I told you that then, but I never made a police report. That adds credence, credibility to the victim's statement. So a lot of victims are going to be attacked because they continued in a seemingly friendly relationship with Combs. A lot of women do that. Your boss makes advances on you unwanted. What do? Quit and starve? There's a lot of reasons women maintain a relationship with the rapist. So we may lose credibility on a couple of witnesses, but the sheer number of them, I find it hard to believe that a jury will choose to disbelieve all of these ladies and choose to believe Sean Combs.
So it looks like they're going to try and say that Diddy's mental capacity could not make it possible for him to commit these crimes, claiming that maybe drugs or alcohol could have been at fault. Apparently, a couple of weeks ago, the prosecution offered Diddy a plea deal, which he turned down. We don't know the details of what that plea deal entailed, but he said he's not taking it. This is coming after they've added additional charges, like the second superseding indictment. You know that Cassie video where you see Diddy dragging her in a hotel from 2016? The judge says that it can be included after Diddy's defense team had been trying to have it not included. So according to People magazine, they said prosecutors recently filed a motion disputing any testimony that might show that Sean Diddy Combs didn't have, quote, the mental capacity to commit the crimes he's accused of because of the effects of drugs or alcohol. The motion filed on April 27th references apparent testimony from a psychiatrist on behalf of the defense and asked the judge to prevent his testimony during Combs' trial.
Diddy has pleaded not guilty to federal charges, including racketeering and sex trafficking. His defense also claims Cassie was a willing participant in the events prosecutors call freak-offs, not a victim of coercion. This challenge arrives just months before trial, as one of Diddy's key lawyers, Anthony Rico, exits the case. Rico gave no specific reason, but made it clear he could no longer serve as counsel under the American Bar Association standards. Diddy's longtime legal firm, Grubman, Shire, Meiselas and Sachs, also dropped him. Reportedly, Lady Gaga threatened to leave the firm unless they cut ties with Diddy, an ultimatum that may have influenced their decision, according to News Nation.
Sean Diddy Combs, looking to suppress evidence in his federal trial. Senior investigative correspondent Aaron Katursky is back with the story. Good morning again, Aaron.
And to you, Michael. You'll remember federal agents from Homeland Security investigations were hardly shy when they raided Sean Combs' opulent homes in Los Angeles and Miami, guns drawn. The jailed music mogul now argues those searches and other searches of his iCloud accounts, electronic devices, and New York City hotel room following his arrest were unconstitutional. His lawyers argue evidence obtained through those searches must be suppressed. Diddy's lawyers say the government presented a grossly distorted picture of reality when applying for the search warrants, omitting certain facts and including salacious details from an unnamed producer that were never credible. Combs has pleaded not guilty to racketeering, conspiracy, trafficking, and prostitution charges. The defense is also arguing here his ex-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, was a willing participant in drug-fueled sex performances called freak-offs, not coerced, as prosecutors allege. This latest challenge to his case comes 3 months before trial, and as Combs loses one of his attorneys, Anthony Rico says under no circumstances can he continue to represent Combs. He offered no details about that decision, Robin.
Okay. All right, thanks to you, Aaron.
The shocking 2016 hotel video, where Diddy is seen beating Cassie, will be shown to jurors. Since the original surveillance footage no longer exists, the court will rely on a cell phone copy obtained by CNN, and the person who recorded it will testify. The prosecution will also present videos from alleged sex parties, referred to as freak-offs, as evidence of coercion and control. Jury selection will be crucial due to the explicit nature of this evidence.
Combs wants that video or videos excluded from trial, and for that, we turn to his motion in limine to exclude video footage of that March 5th, 2016 incident. A motion in limine is a pretrial motion that aims at preventing evidence from coming into trial or limiting it in some way. And it starts by saying, quote, "There is no longer any dispute that the CNN footage from March 5th, 2016 at the Intercontinental Hotel offered by the government at 3 separate bail hearings is wholly inaccurate, having been altered, manipulated, sped up, and edited to be out of sequence. As indicated below, CNN paid Redacted, don't know who this person is, Redacted, for footage, copied that footage in unknown ways, presented that footage out of order, and destroyed the original. Accordingly, all the footage from CNN is inaccurate and inadmissible. As for the 2 items of footage filmed by an iPhone 6, those pieces of footage are inaccurate and inadmissible as well for the reasons set out below." Now
Let's talk about the showdown in the courtroom over the bombshell video allegedly showing Sean Diddy Combs beating his then-girlfriend Cassie Ventura.
Now, Diddy's lawyers are arguing to exclude the footage from the rapper's upcoming sex trial. Legal contributor Brian Buckmeyer joins us now with more on what this could mean for the high-profile case. So good to have you. Okay, so they want this video left out. What's their argument for this?
So Mark Agnifilo, Sean Combs' attorney, is arguing that, you probably hear this phrase, this is not a true and accurate representation of what the video depicts. He's saying a number of arguments that the CNN had taken this video and sped it up. They kind of chopped it up into this montage, and it's not accurate. He's also making the allegation that the original video no longer exists. And so because this isn't accurate, the jury shouldn't see it. And according to Diddy's attorneys, because the original doesn't exist or it's been tampered with, no video such as this should be presented to the jury.
So what is CNN saying about these claims?
So CNN has come out and said, we did not alter it. We did not change anything. And in fact, they're saying that they do have the original as well. So on multiple levels, Sean Combs' argument kind of falls flat, because if it is sped up, and I think there is some degree of it's being sped up, if the original still exists, that can still be used as evidence against Sean Combs, not necessarily to the allegations of trafficking, RICO conspiracy, or the transportational purpose of prosecution, but to show that this is a force that it was used to keep victim number 1, who we believe to be Cassie in this video, under his control for the purpose of trafficking and this RICO conspiracy.
As we peel back the layers of this case, we see that the total number of victims could very well be in the thousands.
The allegations implicate dozens of unidentified witnesses and allege co-conspirators around the world. And some of the key witnesses to the supposed incidents are dead. Basically meaning, how can we defend against it? The defense is not even permitted to share the identities of the individuals described in the disclosure letter with Mr. Combs until April 18th, further hampering defense counsel's ability to investigate. Collectively, these new allegations require many months, if not years, to investigate, and if admitted, would require a series of mini trials, certain to double the length of a trial the government originally said would last 3 weeks. So this is an explosive allegation that on its face, I don't know if I necessarily disagree with. If they are bringing in evidence of uncharged conduct, wouldn't the defense have an opportunity to investigate it and challenge it? It seems like they're making a point. So if this evidence is allowed in, there is a chance this could delay the trial significantly. We all know Combs wants to go to trial, but how can he properly defend himself against this in just a few weeks?
In court, Diddy seemed tense and prepared, taking notes diligently. But when he looked to the gallery and didn't see his family, he appeared visibly upset. Until his son Justin arrived late and acknowledged him with a nod. Meanwhile, Diddy's attorneys are now claiming the prosecution is racially motivated, painting Diddy as a victim of institutional bias against successful black men. His team, comprised largely of white lawyers, is trying to leverage race as a narrative, possibly to sway jurors. Several celebrities, including Usher, Ashton Kutcher, and of course Cassie, are reportedly ready to testify against Diddy. Cassie has been identified as Victim 1 and is at the center of the prosecution's case. Other accusers will testify anonymously under protective court orders. The most unexpected blow may come from Usher. Sent to live with Diddy at age 13, he has since spoken out about disturbing experiences, including being exposed to adult behavior. Far beyond his years, there's even video footage that seems to confirm Usher's presence at Diddy's notorious parties, footage where Diddy himself makes highly questionable comments. Usher has described his time at Diddy's home as filled with confusion and exposure to inappropriate situations, as confirmed in interviews with outlets like Rolling Stone. These revelations paint a troubling picture of grooming and abuse masked as mentorship. Adding to the complexity, Usher's own controversies, like the 2018 herpes lawsuit he settled for $1.1 million, have resurfaced. But some argue those events are linked to the psychological trauma he may have endured during his youth under Diddy's influence. Industry insiders and former employees have echoed similar stories, suggesting that Usher wasn't alone and that more victims may come forward. With Usher now prepared to testify, damaging video evidence allowed into court, and Diddy's legal team unraveling, this trial is quickly becoming a disaster for the hip-hop icon. But this goes beyond just one man. It's exposing decades of secrecy, exploitation, and systemic abuse in an industry long considered untouchable. If this story opened your eyes, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss the next explosive update. This case is far from over.